We'll call the City Council regular meeting to order for Monday, June 5th, 2023. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Mayor Hoyt.
Here.
Councilmember Brunatz. Here. Councilmember Lean.
Here.
Councilmember Porter. Here. Councilmember Wilson.
Here.
All right. Any changes to the agenda? Lynn, Steve, Katie?
None. No.
None? Seeing no changes, we look for motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Holly, second by Steve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll move on to our announcements. Item 5.1 is the introduction of new employees and swearing in of police officers and paid on-call fire lieutenant. And Julie.
We're going to have each department head on.
Oh, perfect, even better.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I am thrilled to be able to introduce everybody to Stephanie Amon, who is our new Economic Development Coordinator. I have had the privilege of actually hiring Stephanie twice, once at the last place I employed, or we were both employed, and then again here when we created this Economic Development Coordinator position. So I obviously have a lot of trust and faith in her abilities. Our skill set complement each other very nicely, and this community is very well positioned when it comes to economic development, having this team in place. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Stephanie.
Thank you.
I thank you guys so much for having me. I just wanted to give you a little bit of my background. I know that we've met as part of the EDA, but formally in front of the City Council. My background is marketing and community relations, and as Deanna said, I came from Faribault, where we work together, and we really do make a great team. And what I'm most excited about is to bring that skill set together, listen to the people of Farmington, and do that work here. And really listen to the community. So I just really appreciate the opportunity and the ability to be here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome aboard.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm excited to introduce our new arena park maintenance worker, Anthony Barra. If you want to come up, Anthony. Anthony is a Farmington High School graduate. In high school, he worked at Little Caesars as an assistant manager. He did concrete work in the summer, and we hired him as a seasonal worker this winter at the Schmitz-Mackey Arena. So when the job was posted, Anthony applied, and we're lucky that Anthony has joined our team. To start the season, he was learning the mowing routes in the city parks, and today he told me that he was training the seasonal staff on the mowing routes. So pretty quick work for Anthony to learn the routes already and to start training seasonal staff, but we're excited to have Anthony on our team, and welcome to the team, Anthony.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I'm super happy to work here and stuff. Yeah, thanks. I don't really know what to say, so.
I like it.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Thank you, sir.
I will take the next one. I will stay here. Shirley is right here, so most of you already know Shirley. She joined our team in April as our new city clerk. Prior to being in Farmington, I've known Shirley for years, just working with other cities in Dakota County. She spent several years working in a similar role in Manorville, Burnsville, South St. Paul, West St. Paul, and Excelsior. So one of her big responsibilities this next upcoming year is going to be to work with me to manage, and she'll do most of the managing, the election process. So lucky for us, she is a huge self-proclaimed election geek. She loves all things elections, and so we are really excited about that. So she brings a wealth of knowledge, and she's already proven to be a great asset for the city. So welcome.
Thank you. I tend to use the word election nerd, but it's okay. It will seem to be the same, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome aboard. And we can start with Chief Rutherford. Or
Good evening, Mayor.
Good, Carissa.
I don't believe I've seen Carissa Young's here.
Oh, she's here.
There she is.
Oh, there you are. Oh, thank you, Carissa. I'll introduce Carissa Young. Please come up to the podium, Carissa. I'm so sorry we had such a big crowd here tonight that I looked all around and couldn't find you. So Carissa joined us about 2 months ago as a senior administrative support technician. But what she really is the face of City Hall. She offices in the front desk area, and she touches every department within the city through her activities, finance, public works, parks, everything. And I think she has the sense that she's been absorbing as much information as she can, but there's still a lot still to absorb, and so there's a lot of moving pieces. We're thrilled to have her on our staff and that she's brought her talents here to the city of Farmington. Also, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And you can introduce yourself if you want to.
Well, I wasn't
Talk some
prepared.
more?
I wasn't prepared to do any of this, but thank you for the opportunity as well to work for the city. I've so far enjoyed coming on board, so thank you.
Welcome. We appreciate it.
And Chris is actually on a 2-week military assignment for that, but she was able to make it tonight, so we're very happy about that. We didn't have to put it off again.
Yep, great, thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
ma'am.
Chris.
All right, Chief, now you get it.
All right. No, you're okay.
I was so excited.
Right?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thank you once again for providing us the opportunity to introduce you to a couple of the newest members of the Farmington Police Department. Late in 2022, after we hired Officer Champagne-Eichenborg, we found ourselves in need of yet another police officer. After a competitive process, we hired Officer Kyle Miller. He started with us on February 7th of this year. Kyle comes to us with just over a year of prior law enforcement experience with the New Prague Police Department, where he was universally liked and respected. He's also a 9-year veteran of the Minnesota Army National Guard. During his time with the Guard, he was activated a number of times, including during the Twin Cities civil disturbance events in 2020 and in support of pandemic relief operations. He also spent significant time assigned to the Guard's counter-drug mission as an analyst for the Ramsey County Violent Crimes Enforcement Team. Not long after hiring Officer Miller, we concluded another competitive process resulting in the hiring of Officer Jason Witt. He started with us March 27th of this year. Jason is also an experienced officer who comes to us after serving more than 12 years as a deputy with the Rice County Sheriff's Office. In his time with Rice County, he's held positions as a correctional deputy, patrol deputy, general investigator, drug task force agent, narcotics canine handler, and finally a SWAT team member, sniper, and crisis negotiator. To say that I'm excited about these two hires is an understatement. In today's challenging employment market, to continue attracting candidates of this caliber makes me feel like a repeat lottery winner. After they take their oath of office, Officer Miller's daughter, Quinn, hopefully, maybe, with help from his wife, Rel, will pin on his badge, and Officer Witt's wife, Jamie, will pin his badge on. At this time, I'd like to call the city clerk up and Officer Miller.
I, Kyle Miller, do solemnly swear
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Minnesota against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Minnesota against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties as police officer upon which I am about to enter.
That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties as police officer upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Just like to say I'm appreciative of the opportunity. Only been here a short time, but I already love this community and just looking forward to many more years of serving the city of Farmington and its people. So thank you for the chance.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we'll call Officer Witt up. Oh, there he is, way over there.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear
I, Jason Witt, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Minnesota against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of Minnesota against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
That I take this obligation freely without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties as a police officer upon which I am about to enter.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties as police officer upon which I am about to enter. So help me God.
Congratulations.
Remain seated, this is gonna take a while.
I would just echo Kyle and everybody else in saying that I'm happy to be here and I appreciate the opportunity. Obviously, like Chief said, there's kind of a unique culture here that draws people. Everybody's been great in the transition. I'm sure there's always challenges when you come to a new place, but from onboarding initially until through FTO, everybody's been supportive and great. I'm happy to be here, so thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, sir. All right. You like to say anything to our, oh, that's right. Sorry, Chief. Sorry, Mark. My bad.
Mr.
Short there
Mayor,
for a second.
Mr. Mayor and Council, last but not least, Mark Jones was recently promoted to Lieutenant at Fire Station 2. Mark has been with the department since 2019, and from the start, Mark emerged as an informal leader in his fire academy. He's a certified fire instructor too, a fire officer, and a fire incident safety officer. Now we will ask the city clerk to administer his oath of office.
Thank you, Chief. Repeat after me. I will state your name as a lieutenant for the Farmington Police Fire Department.
I, Mark Jones, as a lieutenant for the Farmington Fire Department,
Do hereby declare that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
do hereby declare that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota.
As an officer of the Farmington Fire Department, my duty is to serve the people I swear to protect.
As an officer of the Farmington Fire Department, my duty is to serve the people I swear to protect.
To safeguard and preserve life, health, and property against fire and other perils, and to maintain a proficiency in the fire service.
To safeguard and preserve health and property against fire and other perils, and to maintain a proficiency in the fire service.
As an officer, I never allow my personal feelings or danger to self deter me from my responsibilities as a firefighter.
As an officer, I will never allow my personal feelings nor danger to self deter me from my responsibilities as a firefighter.
I will lead my fire company to the best of my ability with fairness and no prejudice.
I will lead my fire company to the best of my ability with fairness and no prejudice.
I will at all times respect the property and rights of all.
I will at all times respect the property and rights of all.
I accept the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith and trust, and I will remain true to the ethics of the fire service.
I will accept the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith and trust, and I will remain true to the ethics of the fire service.
I will constantly strive to achieve the objectives and ideals that the fire service instills.
I will constantly strive to achieve the objectives and ideals that the fire service instills.
As a member of the Farmington Fire Department, I accept the self-imposed and self-enforced obligation as my responsibility.
As a member of the fire department, I accept the self-imposed and self-enforced obligation as my responsibility.
and make these promises so solemnly, freely, and upon my honor, so help me God.
And make these promises so solemnly, freely, and upon my honor, so help me God.
Nice job, that was long. His dad, Jerry, will now pin his badge.
That's the one rule we have in here is everyone has to speak.
Everybody has to speak? I appreciate the opportunity I've been given on the Farmington Fire Department. I could tell you that I never thought I'd be on the fire department or where I am with it today, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. All right. Nick, would you like to add any
talking to me. We were
words,
waiting for
comments,
Mayor
any
Leah.
plethora of new hires and some promotions?
Welcome, everybody. It's very exciting to see a full house.
Holly?
Yeah, no, I just love that we are adding to an already great team. And the caliber of people that we get to work with every single day just seems to get higher and higher, and it's exciting to me. So, welcome.
Thank you. Katie?
Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to add all these new additions. Stephanie, your energy, to have some of our veterans here, both military and otherwise. We're just absolutely honored to have you guys. And Mark, your family is just amazing in the community, and we love you guys. And congratulations to you, Shirley. Wonderful addition, and I hope I'm not missing any. We had a lot tonight, but we love this community. We're so glad that you guys are a part of it. Sorry. Yes. But yeah, welcome to all of you. And I mean, not stick around tonight because that's not always super fun, but hopefully we'll see you at community events and get to know all of you a little bit better. Thank you.
I want to welcome all the new employees, and I want to thank all of our current employees and current leadership because, and of course that starts with Lynn and you know, our work as a council, but it's really the culture that all of you create every day, and your support and collaboration with all of your teammates that really make this an attractive place to work. So kudos to you, Chief. I know you were really, really excited for these two new folks to come on, especially in an environment where, you know, some communities do not support their police departments in the same way that we do. And hopefully you two new folks and our existing folks know how much this community really supports our police department sincerely. So thank you, Chief and Chief, for the great work both of you do, and welcome to everyone.
Just to add to what my peers said, we all have a choice. We choose to live in certain communities. We choose to pick our employment or the team in which we want to be a part of. And the word that you hear often is culture. And we define that culture. We as a team, we as an organization define that. We're not always right. We're not always perfect. It is ongoing improvement. But every one of you, whether you're promoted tonight or not, new to the organization or not, you chose this team. And our goal is to continue to drive that level of service. Make it better for our residents, make them more safe, protect them, enhance everything that we can about our community. So those oaths are serious. We want you to continue to push and make Farmington a better community. But welcome and congratulations to our promotion. You don't have to
felt like we could clap again.
Oh, we could. We don't know what to do when there's an audience. We can get away with things when the cameras are, never mind. Moving on, 5-2. Chief, you have the donation for the Farmington Firefighters Relief Association.
Mr. Mayor and Council, the Farmington Firefighters Relief Association recently donated $30,000 to the fire department. Since 2013, the Fire Relief has donated over $560,000 to the city. This money allows us to purchase some of the wants for the fire department and some of the items that make our job easier and safer as firefighters. We are thankful for the charitable gambling partnership we have with Pizza Man Bar and Grill and the Fire Relief Association. So the action requested is to adopt the resolution accepting the donation, and then the Fire Relief Board would like to present the check to you.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, comments? We look for a motion to accept the $30,000 donation from the Farmington Firefighters Relief Association.
Motion.
Motion by Katie.
Second.
Second by Steve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It is a nice check.
On behalf of the firefighters and the Farmington Relief, just want to say thank you for your support. And I also want to plug our big event we have this year, the 150th celebration of firefighting in Farmington, which is July 15th. So if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you do. We're on Facebook. It is going to be a great celebration. We hope to see everybody there.
Jeff, will there be fireworks?
There will be fireworks. Yes,
Gotta
10 o'clock,
plug that every
fireworks
time.
at the fire grounds.
There will be fireworks.
Yes, we are having fireworks. So it's
love
going to be a great event.
love
So
it.
please check it out. Make sure you come on out and have fun with us on July 15th.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Where would you like your big check?
You better hold on to it. You'll need it again.
Just staring at how good the handwriting is.
Chris will get you a deposit envelope.
Yes.
Mobile deposit. All right. Moving on to item 5.3 is our Dakota County Library update. Barb, welcome again.
Greetings. Glad to be here. All right. Okay, so, is that better? That's sort of better. I didn't feel like people were actually being picked up by the microphone earlier, so. Okay, so, glad to see you all again. Thank you, Mayor Hoyt and council members, for giving me a little bit of time on the agenda here this evening. I always appreciate being able to come and visit. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Barb Swoboda, and I'm the branch manager of the Farmington Library right across the street. So I just have a few updates for you this evening and a couple of reminders about the summer discovery program that happens every year. And look at that. We're going to not reboot the computer just yet. Okay. Let's see. So we always like to do our numbers first. At a glance, 25,554 visitors. Now, this number is visitors to just the Farmington Library and just since January. So from January through May 1st is what this number is. So this is more than a 50% increase over last year's numbers at this time. It's actually a 62% increase over last year's numbers. We had 82,200 items checked out just since January, from January to May this year. That's also higher. That's about 26% higher than last year. And we also just have to brag a little bit here. My circulation supervisor is so proud of this fact. Farmington Library has shown a higher percentage of increase in our circulation than all of the other branches of the Dakota County Library System for the past 16 months running. So he's very proud of that fact. It's very definitely a good sign of how much Farmington as a community is growing, and we're thriving. So just wanted to point that out and brag just a little bit. Thank you all so much for your patronage. We really appreciate it. And then that 34,381 people who attended programs, that's actually across the entire 9 branches of the library system, and it includes online programming as well as in-person programming. It's a little more difficult to pull out those numbers just for Farmington, so that's across the board. Okay, so stories from the library. Well, the big story this year clearly is our Farmington self-service hours. What a hugely successful pilot it is. We started in January. It's a 6-month pilot, so it's theoretically going to wrap up at the end of June, but it's only wrapping up as a pilot. This is so successful, there's no way we could stop it now. It's just been going really, really smoothly. So I want to thank everybody for their enthusiasm for this project. To date, we have had 400 patrons sign up to get one of these access cards, and 62% of them have already used the service at least once. And we've had over 1,000 visits from those patrons. And they often bring guests, and sometimes entire scout troops. So we have had a lot of folks in the library. Sunday in particular is a very busy day for us. We've always been closed on Sundays, and I am so happy to be able to provide that space for folks on Sundays now. We average about 10 self-service patrons every day, and there's been a lot of wonderful stories about from patrons about why they choose to use the service, and every story reinforces for us the importance of providing this service. Patrons can access the library on their own schedules now. They can create their own direct experiences with books and with learning. They can use the space as they see fit. Just to share one particular story with you, there's a patron who has been at the library for self-service hours pretty consistently since January. She is a mother, she is a teacher, she is finishing her PhD, and she has been using the library every evening until the wee hours so that she can get a break from the house, so that she can focus on that work and get it done, because her orals were this May. So we were really happy to be able to provide that for her, and she was really happy to be able to use the library in that way. So it was really helpful for her. Okay, moving on. Summer Discovery. This is why we're here in June, so that we can make sure everybody knows how Summer Discovery works. It basically works this year pretty much the same as it did last year, and I did give you all the copies of our activity guides for the kiddos. So patrons can stop in and pick up their reading guides and a free book, and then they basically read and play all summer independently. This is something that doesn't start until June 12th. It goes from June 12th to July 14th. So you guys are all getting kind of advanced reader copies here this evening. So I want to thank our partners at the City Parks and Rec Department and at the school's ECFE offices as well. They've both worked with our children's librarian, Amy Schreiber, to bring story times in the park and musical mornings outdoors this summer in the Farmington Park system. And there is a bit of a trick to finding out when all these programs are. So this graphic on the bottom here, how to find programming, that was supposed to be a piece of paper that I could hand out this evening, but it didn't show up in delivery today. So I am going to try really quickly to just go to our website for a second, if this will let me out. So when you're on our website, if you go to events, and then just go to calendar of events right here at the top, and then you can filter by library. You'll get Farmington Libraries things. So these are all the programs that we'll have for the month of June in the building. But that's not going to catch the programs that are at the parks. So you also want to check the off-site button. That will get you all of the off-site stuff as well. So here is our story time at Lake Julia Park coming up on June 15th. But if you'll notice also, then it will show you the story times over at the Levy Park over in Hastings. So it's going to pull all the off-site programs in. But you're welcome to go all over the county at all of the parks that the county has to offer to enjoy what we're doing for Summer Discovery programming this year. So anyway, that's how you can kind of navigate the calendar and find your way around a little bit. And also, before I move on to the next screen, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that our summer geocaching game has started today. This is something that originally was just 1 week long during Due Days Week, and then it expanded to the whole summer. It's another partnership between the library and the city's Parks and Rec Department. We have already hidden 25 caches in 25 of the Farmington parks, and the families have all summer to basically get themselves out of the house and go on a hunt and find them. So they can register at the library to pick up one of those game booklets and learn more details about how it works. And I just want to give a special thanks to our staffer, Angela Hansen, it's really her brainchild, and she just loves working on this, and she's really worked very hard this year to make sure that it happens this summer too. So kudos to Angela for sticking with it. They really love it. We've been having people ask about the geocaching probably for a month already, so they really do enjoy it. Okay, so system highlights. We have this lovely Library on the Go community engagement van. This is the second summer that we've had it, we have a community engagement coordinator, Thomas Jorgensen. He's been fantastic. He's been working to extend the library's outreach to communities that may not be near any branch or may not be familiar with the library or our services. And he's actually created a small southern outreach team that includes Amy Schreiber and is from Farmington, and another staffer from Hastings, and I think someone from Lakeville as well, because we recognize that Farmington Library is the southernmost library branch in the county, but we've got so much county left further south. We want to find ways to reach out to those folks. So that's kind of the goal of the Southern Outreach Team. And this Friday, June 9th, the Southern Outreach Team and Miss Amy will be at the Mudheads baseball game over in Meesville. And they're also hosting story trail and STEAM activities at the Meesville Ravine Park on the dates that are listed there on the screen. And then looking ahead to October, the Southern Outreach Team is coordinating a great big library extravaganza event down in Randolph that will include neighbor libraries from Northfield and Cannon Falls, because we recognize that folks who live in the southern end of the county often go between those three library systems. And so we want to go to where our patrons are and not make them necessarily come to us every time, because for some of those people, that's quite a long drive to get to one of the branches. Okay. For teens this summer, we do this every year, actually. Oh, yes, excuse us. Let's just say no to that reboot. So, summer volunteers, teens ages 13 through 18 are eligible to sign up as a volunteer this summer. They basically help out with our summer discovery program. They can give out reading guides and free books to the families as they come in, kind of keep the space neat and tidy. They can assist Miss Amy with some of her events. They can assist with other projects around the library too. And if you've got a teen who's looking for something to do this summer, get them signed up soon. There is an orientation meeting this Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. But I'm sure that if you contact Andrew Cook, he can get you kids in either way. But the sooner you get in touch with Andrew, the better on that. So. The other thing that we have for teens now is a fairly new program. We have a teen intern program. This is a short-term position. Interns work 90 days only. It's specifically meant for low-income teens, ages 15 through 17. It is a paid position. It's meant to introduce folks to library work and maybe get a spark going for them to see what kind of career they might be interested in doing if they were to work in a library. It's sponsored in part by a federal community development block grant, and we hope to continue offering new cycles of this as long as we can find the funding to do so. We do have a new intern starting on Monday. She'll be working with us for the bulk of the summer, and then in September and October we'll be putting out the call for another round of interns. So heads up to keep on top of that for the fall. And due days, our favorite, right, Holly? So, you probably don't know, but I actually love craft fairs. I mean, I love craft fairs. I was at a craft fair this weekend. I grew up going to craft fairs every summer. When I came here to Farmington, we had this wonderful program that we do every summer, and ours is coming up. So we have a youth craft fair. It will be, it's eligible, the folks who are eligible are young crafters ages 4 through 18. They can register to sell their crafts at this little craft fair. It's going to be held June 23rd, Friday, June 23rd, 9:30 to 11:30, right in the middle of due days, so that there will be a lot of folks to come and see what they've got made to sell. And if you're interested in having your kids sign up to do that, please register in advance, either in person and online. And then due days proper will happen. So the Artisan Market and Vendor Fair will be held in the library's parking lot this year for the first time. I am pretty excited about it because our parking lot's always full with cars for the entire weekend anyway, so it may as well be full with vendor booths. I'm really just very excited about it. So Vendor Fair is Saturday, June 24th from 10 to 6 and Sunday, June 25th from 10 to 3, but basically what it means is that there will be very limited access to our parking lot for patrons. So heads up, all you patrons, please make arrangements. You will be able to access the book drop through the alley on either end of the alley to get to the book drop to drop off books. If you are having a hard time finding a place to park, there is a shuttle bus on Friday or Saturday to get to the library. It drops you off at 4th and Oak, so you have to visit due days first, but you can wander through due days and then come visit the library. That will be awesome. We're really happy to be partnering with due days again this year. And that is really all I've got for you. So thank you very, very much for your time. And please, if you've got questions, here I am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Katie?
Thank you, Barb. This is always so fun, and I always get these, and I'm like, yep, I've got one of these, I've got I've got one of these, so I'm set. I think that your teen, or not teens, I'm sorry, the tots and the babies reading that I've come to with my mom who does daycare, Amy just brings such a fun energy, and I know you've seen that program expand quite a bit, and so that's been a joy to come to. I didn't even think about the after hours as a mom to come as a quiet place, so that's a brilliant idea. Love that. And then also the Mud Hens, like the traveling thing, I love that. And I think I might travel down, see a baseball game, and get a burger at King's, right? So great idea. Love that. So thank you for coming. I always appreciate your presentation and all the work that you guys do at the library.
Thank you.
Yep.
Steve?
Thank you, Barb, for, yes, all the work that you do at the library. Going back to your first slide, what would you say, so outside of the after-hours program, what would you say are the biggest kind of reasons why you're seeing such an increase in patrons?
The short answer, Miss Amy. Absolutely, hands down. She is just a dynamo. Oh my goodness. She's so enthusiastic and energetic and brings so much joy and love to working with the kids and bringing supplemental programs for the kids. Absolutely, hands down, it's Miss Amy.
Awesome, thank you.
Can sorry, I have one quick question related to his question. So as far as visits, items checked out, that makes sense. But visits, is that gauged when you're scanning your card to check something out, or how are you
We're
tallying
counting
those
visits. So we have those gates as you go through the front door. So that tallies people up as you walk through.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nick?
My family's definitely been some of the people padding those numbers for you over the last few months. So I don't think it's just Amy. I think it's your whole staff. I mean,
thank you.
They're never more than, you know, my kid can't be more than like 5 seconds without like making sure he got what he needs, you know, and showing him where it's at and all that stuff. So he's always so excited to go in. I get asked every other day to go. So whatever you're doing, it's magic there. And I love it. Can't say enough nice things about you guys. So keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have nothing but great things to say. You know, the library program has been one that's been a part of our family since we moved here back in 2012. And so my kids were really little, and we would go in and they would pick out their books and they would have a great time, and Andy would be there and he would talk to them and find out what they're interested in. And now they're teenagers and he still talks to them and finds out what they're interested in. And my husband comes in and does his music thing. And I would say that somebody from our family is in the library at least 3 or more days a week for different reasons. And what I love about it is that the way that it serves the community changes with what we need as members, right? And so we're not coming in and getting our picture books anymore, but my daughter comes directly after school and spends her time there until she has evening activities because she loves the space and she gets more done and she's able to focus. And I miss seeing her at home, but I love that she's got a place to go that she really wants to be. And so that just, it excites me, and it's a testimony to what the library is to our community. Point of clarification around due days is that the library is still open on Saturdays. So even though the parking might look a little bit different, the library is not closed. You still can come in, you can check out your books, you can do all of the fun things. And then you can just, hang out at the vendor fair a little bit before, after, but you're still gonna be there.
Yes.
All
yes.
right.
9 to 5.
Fantastic.
Barb, you and your team do an incredible job. Always look forward to the updates. Amy and Andy, they create the experience, right? And constantly seeing ways that you can change the service offering, like the geocaching. My kids did that a few summers ago and they still talk about it. I'm really intrigued to see how you continue to evolve and grow those offerings going forward, right? Technology allows us to do more. I think about, when we start integrating our Wi-Fi into the parks, that's another enhancement to the collaboration between Park and Rec and the library. Like you just think about all the different ways that you can drive those numbers, because they're all positive experiences. And I'm hoping the county takes the pilot and continues it on as just, standard way of doing business now, because I have to imagine that those, you said 1,000 or so visits, got to be a high percentage of them that are Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Our Sundays are pretty popular, yeah. And the board hasn't made a decision about expanding it yet, so I don't really have a report to give on that.
They should. But as always, we appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, thank you.
All right, item 6 is our citizen comments. If there's anyone in attendance looking to speak at this time. All right, we'll move on to our consent agenda, number 7. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Nick.
Second.
Second by Holly. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Item 10.1 is request to allow a pole building at 19215 Flagstaff Avenue. And Tony, you've got this
I
one.
will take this one for Jared. Thank you, Mayor, council members. Matt O'Sell, property owner of 19215 Flagstaff Avenue, is requesting that City Council review and allow a pole building at his property, which is zoned R2 low medium density residential. Section 454 of the City Code does allow pole buildings only in our A1 agricultural district or in any other district upon approval by the City Council. The City Council shall exercise its discretion in determining whether or not a building of such type will be compatible with the surrounding area. Mr. O'Sell's property is just over 10 acres in size and contains a house and a detached garage currently. The property is surrounded by agricultural uses to the west, south, and east, and there's a 9.79 acre single-family property just to the north. Therefore, the general vicinity is predominantly agricultural around his property. The property is zoned R2, low medium density residential, as I previously mentioned, and is guided low medium density in our 2040 comprehensive plan. This is a relatively new designation and zoning for this property, as it was changed with the approval of the 2040 comprehensive plan. The pole building that is proposed would be 26 by 42 and would be used for storage. The size and placement of the pole building would be reviewed administratively for consistency with other city code. If this does get approved by council this evening as part of the building permit process. The council is only being asked this evening to allow the building of this type and determine if it will be compatible with the surrounding area. The action that is requested this evening is to allow a pole building to be constructed at 19215 Flagstaff Avenue.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Steve, any questions?
None.
Katie?
No questions.
Holly?
No.
Nick?
I just can't see how tall is it? Like 12?
12.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no issues.
Okay. I look for a motion to approve the allowing of a pole building to be constructed at 19215 Flagstaff Avenue.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Katie, second by Steve. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Burnett.
Yes.
Councilmember Lean.
Yes.
Councilmember Porter.
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Hoyt.
Yes. All right. And 10-2 is waiver of plat request for the Donald Peterson Limited Partnership.
Going to go back to the old way for just this one, so bear with me.
Non-conformer.
Thank you.
Can you blow it up a little bit though, Tom?
Oh, absolutely.
There we go.
Kidding.
Wow.
It will just take a second to.
I didn't even know we had that.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Dakota County is in the process of acquiring portions of 3 parcels that are currently owned by the Donald L. Peterson Limited Partnership. The 3 parcels are located directly south of the Vida Ativa residential development off of County Road 50. The 3 parcels that I've highlighted here, the first one is highlighted in yellow. It's legally described as Outlot A, Vida Ativa at South Creek First Edition. Totals 27.64 acres. The county is looking to purchase 26.66 of those acres as part of the South Creek Greenway. Parcel 2, which is highlighted in orange, kind of at the northeast portion of the property. That is legally described as Outlot G, Vida Ativa at South Creek First Edition, contains 8.38 acres in total, of which the county would be purchasing 4.31 of those acres. And then finally, parcel 3, which is the one outlined in red, the southern 80 acres. The county is looking to purchase 13.66 of those acres. The city has received a waiver of plat application for each one of those 3 parcels, so there's been 3 applications. Parcel 1 and 2, so the yellow and orange, meet all requirements for administrative approval, so city staff can approve those. However, parcel 3, being that it is a meets and bounds parcel, so not part of any kind of subdivision, but is located within our municipal urban service area, or MUSA area, requires approval by this council per code. So that is why this is being brought forward to you. The action that is requested, staff requests that the city council approve the requested waiver of plat, specifically for parcel 3, the highlighted in red, on the attached survey labeled Exhibit A and legally described in Exhibit B, for the conveyance of said land to Dakota County.
Thank you. Nick, any questions?
That junk in the red is presumably undevelopable wetland, right? This is part of the greenway, or?
The one in the red?
Yeah, on that far south, right? Parcel 3.
Yes, basically they're looking to acquire the piece that is the ring around the parcel. Yes, that is either floodplain, wetland, or part of the greenway.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, that was the only question I had.
All right, Holly?
No questions.
Katie?
I have none.
None.
I don't have any either. We look for a motion to approve the requested waiver of plat specifically for parcel 3. On the attached survey labeled Exhibit A and legally described in Exhibit B for the conveyance of said land to Dakota County.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Holly. All in favor? Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Lean.
Yes.
Councilmember Porter.
Yes.
Councilmember Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Hoyt.
Yes.
Councilmember Burnett.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right. Roundtable. Steve.
I just wanted to thank all of our veterans and all of our, I think, police and fire that were at attendance at the Memorial Day events. They were both well attended and very memorable and appropriate. So thank you.
Thank you. Katie?
I don't know that I have anything tonight, but I would echo what Steve said. Very nicely done services at both the Corinthian and the Veterans Memorial. So great to see so many people out there. Definitely getting hit with summertime heat and air quality is low, and kids are out of school this week, which is all exciting. And so I would just, watch for kids on bikes and kids downtown and doing their thing, right? So that's all I have tonight.
Holly?
I have this fancy little thing here called a due days button, and I am just interested to let the community know that these are for sale now at various locations around the city, including here at City Hall. They are $5 a piece. The purchase of this benefits the Farmington Ambassador Program and also helps to support due days, but better than that is that many of our sponsors have also elected to do a due days button deal. And so when you decide to get a due days button, it makes you eligible for a whole bunch of great deals around the Farmington area. And it's a fantastic way to show your patronage, to show your support, to say thank you to these businesses for being sponsors of the festival. And really just to, give back into the community in a way that, shows that you're showing up to Farmington businesses and they're showing up for us. So if you don't have one, you can get one now. Deals start this weekend and go all the way through July 8th. So you have a whole month with most of our businesses to take advantage of what they've got. Everything is on due days, farmingtonduedays.com, so you can find it all there. That's it.
Nick?
Thank you to everyone for the Memorial Day services who came out, the band and all those people that came out. I was a little disappointed I didn't get to make it here, but I have a personal connection to the snelling ceremony, so I was up there for the morning with my kids, walking them around. I don't think I'll say the other one. I think someone else is going to say after me, so I'll just leave that one.
All right, Leah?
Is it me? I don't know. So I have a bison herd update. They had 2 more bison calves, and they're having a grand opening on Wednesday, June 7th at 4 at the Spring Lake Park Preserve in Rosemount. So come back later for more bison herd updates. Thank you.
I love it.
It's great.
Lynn?
I would like to thank Rotary Club in Farmington for the donation of the flower baskets and the flowers in the containers that will be on 3rd and Oak. So we appreciate the partnership that we have with Rotary. And also, City Hall will be closed on June 19th in observance of Juneteenth. Thank you.
Thank you. Shirley?
I don't have anything other than I'm excited for due days and learn more about this community.
Did you sign up for the dunk tank yet?
No, and I won't say that I did that a long time ago at another city.
Oh.
Right. Julie?
Super big welcome. I'm going to go on a limb and speak for all the staff that Leah's our official city attorney now. So, so excited for that, to have her. Legislative session ended, as you folks know. So single party control brought just a host of employment-related new laws and changes, varying effects, varying timelines, implementation dates, cost that will come with those to staff and to the city. So we're working hard with the league and our peer communities to go through all that. And then also new election laws. That 7-day early voting experience is expanded to 18 days. And then there's also several days and hours that City Hall will be open to be more accessible on a number of weekends before each election.
Thank you. Deanna?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I do have a couple updates. The first is that our Economic Development Authority this year dedicated $25,000 to a micro-grant program. The purpose behind this micro-grant program was really to try to meet businesses where they are at and provide a small infusion of cash to be used in a manner that is instrumental and impactful for the business. So that application, everything is available online. That application period opened on June 1, and so we're excited to be able to start helping businesses in a different way, fully understanding that businesses really are important to the council, to the EDA, to the community, and we want to be able to figure out how we can use our limited resources to support them in their growth and efforts. The other thing is we have been actively working with our consultants on the community engagement portion of the community vision. So Tony and I have seen many of you and many community members at a couple of different events over the last month. This engagement will continue for quite some time. We're actually meeting with the consultants tomorrow to talk about the information and the themes that have been coming from all of that interaction to date, and then start talking about really where we're at in the process and how this will lead into the comp plan update. And so it has been really great for me personally to be at these events, talking to so many different residents, people that I wouldn't necessarily engage with on a day-to-day basis. Tony has been doing a fabulous job getting out and about, and actually he and Stephanie Amon today walked the downtown to talk about both the microgrant program and just the community vision, and wanted to just make sure that the businesses know that we're here to listen to them. So that has been going really well and has been fun. And then finally, I'm really excited about this as well. On June 1st, our building division implemented a electronic plan submittal and review process for our builders, and it is a step forward. I'm super excited. It's another way that we can provide good customer service. This has been a long time coming. We've had to train staff in on some new software, but the software allows departments such as engineering and the building division and planning to all collaborate electronically. And it's really exciting that we get to do this. So the launch was on January 1, and we're working on letting all of our builders understand the process and how they can submit things electronically and just move forward in that direction. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. John?
Thank you, Mayor. Quick personnel update. We are currently advertising for an assistant city engineer. Matt took a position in Wisconsin closer to his extended family. And we're also advertising for a temporary front desk person. Carissa has a 2-week assignment with the military right now. She also has a 3-month assignment coming up in about a month from now. So we're looking for a temporary to cover the front desk during that absence. From a project standpoint, Aiken Road, we expect to have the pre-construction meeting next week. It sounds like McNamara, the contractor, doesn't expect to start work until July 4th or after July 4th. Given the scope of the project, they can certainly complete it within the 2 months' time that they have to get it done before school. So we're excited to see that moving forward.
Thank you. Kelly?
Last week, we had the open house at Ramling River Park for the park concept plan. It was well attended. I would say the group that was the most impressive was the teens. We had a number of teens there. Councilmember Bernance would have been there when the teens were there, and Barb was there also. Well-spoken, very excited about the plans and a potential skate park. Had a number of comments on that. We do have a survey open through June 25th. With the 2 concepts. We want to hear back from the residents. It should be on the city's website probably in the next couple of days on Facebook. So please share it with your neighbors, your friends, people in your associations. Like I said, it'll be open through June 25th, and then HKGI will be working on the preferred concept plan. Also with school out this week, not too late to sign up for recreation programs. We have programs starting the week of June 19th. I believe we have a water park camp week that week. With the hot weather, join us for a week of water park tours around the metro area. Not too late to sign up for the Do Run either, June 17th. That one's coming up right around the corner. So farmingtonmn.gov.
Thank you. Chris?
Spent the last couple days working on the city's financial statements. The audit has returned with a vengeance, so I've been working on that, going through 190 pages, but that's what I do, so it's my life, and that's what it is. But also been working on the budget and things like that, so that's about it.
You. Chief?
Well, we covered fireworks earlier and a bunch of other good stuff on the agenda, so I have nothing additional to add.
Thanks, sir. Chief?
That's gonna make me look bad, because I have nothing to add either. 2 in a row.
All right. You guys had quite a bit going on earlier, right? Right? Okay. Leah, officially full-time city attorney for us now.
I know.
Like you weren't already, right?
I've been up here for a while, but yeah, official. Joel Jamnick, who's been the city attorney for decades, didn't want a lot of attention, so I don't think he's watching right now. So I think we can give him some. But yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sorry to see
He ran. He was out.
He really did.
gone.
Irish goodbye. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's this is one of the 2 times of the year where it's when kids are getting into school and when they're getting out of school, right? And so there's no good segue for this, but it's the summer, and there's a lot of great community activities that happen. There's due days. You got the fair coming up in August. This year we have our 150th fire department celebration. Park and Rec goes full bore. The library's full bore. Like there's so much stuff that's happening, and the kids are getting out of school. With that, there's a lot more kids out in the community. Kids are going to be on their bikes. We've got road construction going on. We're working on Spruce. We've got Aiken getting started. So it's going to change some things in terms of, especially with the Aiken path coming up, it's going to make it harder to get from north to south Farmington using roads like Pilot Knob. Even though there's a path there, it's a longer distance. So we, have the conversation with your kiddos about the amount of time it's going to take, the path, maybe, make them a little bit more familiar with it. It's always good to start a meeting when you have promotions and new members coming to the team. It's one of the things that makes this community so great is that we continue to grow and there's that enthusiasm. Unfortunately, at times, we also experience grief. And coming off the heels of Memorial Day, we had 3 events in our community. One was a memorial for one of ours who's dealing with cancer. The other was a family member who had a stroke and is still in ICU. And the other is the unfortunate death of a young boy named Madden. But the thing about our community and grief is our unity. And the thing that we watched was how strong people rose to support those that were dealing with it. You can't take away the moment of when the event happened. There's experiences, there's grief, there's trauma that everyone's going to deal with in their own ways. Madden was a student of my wife's. She had him 6-7 weeks ago. These are friends of our kids. These are friends of ours. These are our neighbors. And when it happens, it sucks and it hurts and it doesn't feel like it's ever going to get better. But when your community rallies around you and supports you in every way that they can, we've seen this community rise up for memorials. We've seen GoFundMes go far past what the posted goals were initially. This community has always found a way to work through adversity. It doesn't make it hurt any less because it sucks. And God forbid anyone ever has to deal with what some families have to deal with. But trying to find the light in all of that is what we can do. And so just take some extra time, talk to your neighbors, talk to your kiddos, that person that you maybe have had a little bit of angst with over some time, just call and have conversations with them. Life is fragile and life is very short. And sometimes unexpectedly things change and you can never go back to yesterday. So I just ask everyone to take some time and some reflection. Be fortunate for what we have today because tomorrow is never promised. And I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Katie.
Second.
Second by Steve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned at 8:03.